Good afternoon, Karthik. Good afternoon, students. Sound is fine. Audible, no? Okay. Okay, so today we will start with one concept of which we have discussed already, but again I want to revise with some of you. Okay. Yeah, Sunista, welcome to physics class. Those who are new student, please go through the previous videos. I will try to explain as much as possible. I'm sure you will understand because right now we don't need vectors. Only little bit of differentiation and integration we need. Okay, so I hope all of you have revised differentiation and integration. Okay, so today we will discuss on how to find average velocity and instantaneous velocity from displacement time graph. So write the topic: to find average velocity and instantaneous velocity from xt graph. Xt graph can be also called displacement time graph. Okay, so how do we calculate average velocity and instantaneous velocity from xt graph? So look here, suppose this is your x and this is your t. So imagine this is your x-axis, and there is a body. There is a body which is from origin. It is at some distance x. Okay, usually I don't write this like this x. I will just write here x. You have to know whenever I write x, it means from origin to here it is x. So x gives you basically the displacement from origin. Displacement from origin. And let us say it is changing with time. Changing with time means it is a function of time. So it is moving. As it is moving, but in a straight line, okay, on a straight line. As it is moving, x coordinate will change. And suppose the graph of x versus time is something like this. Okay, it should not come back. No, time cannot decrease. No, so like something like this. Let's say. So let us say this is how the x coordinate changes with time. Now, first thing I want is how to calculate average velocity. Average velocity. Now, to calculate average velocity, they need to mention 2 times or 1 time. To calculate average velocity, they need to mention 2 times or just 1 time. 2 times, right? So let us say they want average velocity between T1 and T2. So suppose they want average velocity between T1 and T2, these 2 times. Then what you need to do, first find the position coordinate at T1, that is your x1. Then find x coordinate from the graph. This is your x2. Then once you mark those points, then you draw a line joining those 2 points. A straight line joining those 2 points. Then you can draw this also. Now look here, this interval is T2 minus T1. Right? In a scale, this gap will be how much? T2 minus T1. That we can write delta T. Delta T. And this gap will be how much? Anybody? This gap? Delta X, which will be X2 minus X1. right? This x2 minus this x1 will give you this, no? And this that we write delta x. So average velocity means, you all know, displacement is delta x. It went from x1 to x2, let's say. It went from x1 to x2. Then this is your displacement. Okay. Divided by time interval. Now look carefully. In this graph, if I search where is delta x is here, which is this also. This is also delta x. Correct now? This delta x is same as this delta x. And this is your delta t, which is this. So now if you look at this right angle triangle, then if you look here, this angle, if I call theta, then this will be what? Tan theta, sin theta, cos theta, or cosecant theta. What theta? What it will be? Delta x is opposite. Delta t is adjacent. Opposite by adjacent will be tan theta. So one thing you have understood, that from graph, if they ask you to calculate average velocity, then you just need to calculate tan theta. But what is theta? You have to be careful. Theta is the angle made by the line joining the 2 points. Which are those 2 points? Corresponding to T1 and T2. Of course, I told you before, whenever they ask average velocity, they will ask between 2 instants, 2 times, 2 points. Understood or not? So search those 2 points, then draw a straight line joining the 2 points, measure the angle theta with x-axis. Now you will say, sir, this is x-axis. I mean, this is time axis actually. See, actually this is x-axis, this is y-axis. But here we are using x-axis for time, y-axis for displacement. Are you understanding or not? Yes or no, students? For x-axis we are using time. For y-axis we are using displacement. So how to find from graph? From graph you can find tan theta. And in mathematics, tan theta is called slope. Is called slope of the line which makes this angle with x-axis. I mean with here time axis. And what is that angle? Theta. And which is the line? This is the line. So next time, if I ask you, done, writing part is done. Okay. So next time, if I ask you how to find average velocity between 2 instants from graph, displacement, time, some random graph I have given, and I want average velocity between this point and this point, then what will you do? You will draw a straight line, then you will measure the angle, and then you will write average velocity is equal to tan of angle. So this is what you have to remember. This is just understanding how, if you want to know why it is tan theta, then you have to understand this. But you need to memorize so that you can do entrance problem easily. And in board exam also, numericals you can do easily. Okay. So I want all of you to draw this part. So this is how you have to immediately find average velocity. Listen carefully, because after the end of this discussion, I will be posting one question and I want everyone to answer. All the 80 should type. All 80 students should type. Okay, the answer. Wrong or right doesn't matter. You have to have an opinion. That is important. So this is how we calculate average velocity. Okay. Now, suppose you want to calculate instantaneous velocity. Now, if they want instantaneous velocity, they will talk about 1 point or 2 points. If they want instantaneous velocity, 1 point. Okay, they will say, sir, find instantaneous velocity when the time is 10 o'clock, when the time is 10:30, at one specific time. So how to do that part? Very simple. First, you look at the graph. Your graph may be anything like this. Then first you have to ask at which moment you want. So let's say somebody says here, at this time. Then what you do? Find the point corresponding to this time. 1 point. Then you have to draw a, who remembers? Then you have to draw a tangent. Very good. You have to draw a tangent to that point. So far you have to be careful. Tangent. Okay. After drawing the tangent, you measure this angle. You can call it theta or you can call it phi. It doesn't matter. Then your instantaneous velocity at this point, instantaneous velocity is given by tan theta. So if you look at the formula, it looks same only. Both are tan theta, but you have to be careful. The first one was slope of line joining 2 points. This is slope of line which is touching only 1 point, because we are talking about instantaneous. So we call it slope of tangent. Slope of tangent. So students, you have to memorize this. You have to memorize. Any time I ask you, what is slope of xt graph? What is slope of xt graph? Fatafat you have to say velocity. Velocity. Okay. Of course, you can say tan theta, but tan theta is just the after doing all the derivation, we came to know it is tan theta. But what is the name given to the slope of xt graph? Velocity. Xt, when I say, it means displacement time graph. Okay. So once you have understood this part, let me post one question to all of you. So look carefully. So remember, slope means tan theta, okay, mathematically. Now, one question you see, extra, okay. Extra means not in the material from Pankaj sir's side, okay. So suppose the graph is something like this. Okay, the graph is something like this. And I take 2 points like this. Question is there any point means some time here, any time or any point on the graph. See, every point in the graph corresponds to some time. Every point in the graph corresponds to some time, right? So is there any point or time where average velocity is equal to average velocity between which points? Between A and B is equal to instantaneous velocity. So this is the first part of the question. Is there any point? First part is yes, no question. Yes, no question. Either you have to say yes or you have to say no. Is there any point in the graph where I can say average velocity between A and B is same as instantaneous velocity? Okay, some are saying no. Some are saying yes. Same person is saying no also, yes also. Sujan, I saw no also, yes also. Remember how to find, just now I have told, 5 minutes back I have told you how to find average velocity and instantaneous velocity in a graph. Okay, fine, enough. So enough, most of you have tried to answer, very good. Well, the answer is yes, there is a point. Answer is yes, there is a point where average velocity between these two will be same as instantaneous velocity. There is a point. How? Why, sir? Look here. How will you calculate average velocity between A and B? You will draw a straight line. Okay, you will draw a straight line. It should be straight actually. So you have to draw a straight line between A and B. Then you have to measure what I told to find average theta, and tan theta will give you average velocity. So this line makes some angle right now, you know. My question is there any point where instantaneous velocity means you have to draw what? Instantaneous velocity means you have to draw a tangent. So is there any point where I can draw a tangent so that the tangent and this line are parallel? If they are parallel, then theta will be same or not? If two lines are parallel, theta will be same or not same? If two lines are parallel, theta will be same. If theta will be same, tan theta will be same. So I know that for average velocity, first I have to join these 2 points and I have to check this angle theta with x-axis. Here I should say time axis. Now I have to check, is there any point where if I draw a tangent, that tangent and this straight line between A and B, are they parallel? So let me say I choose this point. If I draw a tangent, it will be like this. Can I say these two lines are parallel? Can I say the line joining A and B and the tangent at this point, are they parallel? Yes or no? They are not parallel. So since it is not parallel, obviously theta will not be same. If theta is not same, tan theta will not be same. Therefore, instantaneous velocity here. So if I choose this point, then it is very clear instantaneous velocity at P is not same as average velocity between A and B. So right now, if I choose this point, then instantaneous velocity at this point is not equal to average velocity. That is very clear, right? But look here now. Suppose I choose a point here, Q. Now if I draw tangent to this graph, now it is almost parallel or not? This tangent and this line. Yes. So now I can say instantaneous velocity at this point at Q is actually equal to average velocity. Okay, students. Now don't be surprised. Why we cannot tell exactly? Then you search some point. No, my diagram may not be perfect. I'm not using scale. If I use scale, I can find one point which is exactly, if I draw tangent, that line will be exactly parallel to AB. Correct? No, there will be a point, obviously. So first answer is yes. This answer is yes. And here I explained to you which point. It may not be exact, but you can always search one point. Always have scale and pencil when you are in the class. See, don't be surprised how it is equal. In a class, is it not possible for average marks to be equal to one of the students' marks? Is it not possible for average marks to be equal to one of the students' mark? Is it not possible? It is possible. Who said no? Somebody said no? It is possible. No, average marks may be some 85. So somebody may have scored 85. It may not be possible, but it is possible also. It is not impossible. So obviously there will be a point here somewhere where the instantaneous velocity will be same as average velocity. Okay, so this is a very good question. Can be asked in one of the exams, entrance exams. Please write down. Somebody wanted to copy. Everybody should copy actually. Also notice one thing, whatever we did for xt graph, we found velocity by calculating the slope, right? Either you have to draw tangent if it is instantaneous velocity, or you have to draw the line joining 2 points. If they don't mention the 2 points, it can be anywhere. It can be anywhere. If it is symmetrical, then it may be in the middle. In this graph, it may be in the middle because I made it symmetrical, but I can always make like this, no? I can always make like this also, like this. Okay. So then if I ask average velocity between these two, this will be the line, and therefore it will be somewhere here. If I draw tangent here, this point, then it looks parallel, almost parallel. So it may not be exactly in the middle. For this graph, it will be at the middle because it is symmetrical. Symmetrical matlab, if I draw this line, this side and this side looks same. But here if I draw this line, this side and this side does not look exactly same, okay? Now, same concept. Same, not maximum. Where is it? Why it is maximum? Maximum is somewhere there. X is not maximum here. It is neither maximum nor minimum. It is somewhere in the middle. Maximum X value will be here, no here. Minimum will be somewhere here, right? This is the minimum value. This is the maximum value. Maximum, minimum. No need to think in terms of maximum and minimum. Just search for one point. I'm saying just search for one point, draw tangent and check which tangent is parallel to this line. That's it, ma. They will not. This is entrance. Okay. Now let us try to discuss what if they ask you to find average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration. Channa, for this what graph they should give? Only Channa will answer. Nobody else should answer. What graph should be given now to calculate acceleration from the slope? Now they should give VT graph. Super, Channa. So now they have to give you velocity time graph. So now it is not enough to know where it is. You should know how fast it is moving also. So if velocity time graph is given something like this, then you do the same thing. Take 2 points if they want average acceleration. So average acceleration will be tan theta, which is slope of VT graph. Okay, matlab you draw a line between A and B, measure this theta, then that tan theta will give you the slope. So acceleration is slope of VT graph, velocity time graph. And we have discussed that already, no? Change in velocity by change in time. Change in velocity by time taken is what we define as average acceleration. And if somebody will say calculate instantaneous acceleration, that I am leaving, that I will not do. So if they want instantaneous acceleration, then at some point they will ask. So at that point you draw a tangent, then repeat the same process, tan theta. So whatever I taught for average velocity and instantaneous velocity from xt graph, same thing you can do for average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration from VT graph, velocity time graph. Done? Okay. Now, since slope is coming, slope is coming and slope is tan theta, you need to remember that this can be negative. Slope can be negative depending on the angle. So I don't know in trigonometry they have taught you or not, but tangent of acute angle with x-axis, okay, with positive x-axis is positive, and tangent of obtuse angle is negative. So please remember, slope can be positive or negative. Therefore, velocity can be positive or negative. But suppose velocity is minus 10 meter per second and velocity is minus 100 meter per second. This is velocity of car A, velocity of car B. Which car is moving faster if I ask? Faster. Car A or car B? Just write A or B. Which car is moving faster? Okay. Enough. So what this means when I say velocity is minus 10 meter per second, what it means? It covers 10 meters per second. It covers 10 meters per second in what direction? Negative direction. Minus sign is only there to talk about direction. Okay, so do not think here minus 10 is greater than minus 100. That is useless because, of course, mathematically speaking, you may write like this, minus 10 is greater than minus 100. But when I talk about faster or slower, I'm talking about magnitude. Magnitude matlab modulus. Modulus of velocity of A. Modulus of velocity of B. So when I talk about faster or slower, I'm always talking about how much distance or displacement it makes per second. I don't care it is minus or plus. The minus or plus is to tell me about direction. So if you take this direction positive and some car is coming this way, then we write for that velocity negative. That negative sign is not there to tell you it is moving less than 0. How can you move with less than 0 meters per second? Huh, students? Is it possible to run with less than 0 meters? Huh? Where will you run? It is not possible to run less than 0 meters. So either you will run 10 meter this side or 10 meter that side. So please remember, when I talk about faster or slower, it means we are talking about magnitude. Magnitude means modulus of a vector. And when you take modulus of minus 10, how do you write modulus of minus 2? 2. So what is the magnitude of this velocity? Magnitude of this velocity is how much? 10. Magnitude of this velocity is how much? 100. So who is moving faster? Who is moving faster? B is moving faster. B is moving faster. Yes, it may be moving in negative direction, but direction I did not ask. I only spoke about which car is moving faster. Obviously, this car is covering 100 meters per second. Only difference is for this side, we take negative compared to this side. Of course, for that, you have to first decide which side is positive. So if you choose this side positive, then any vector this side should be taken negative. So minus is only for direction, not magnitude. So please remember, velocity is slope. Slope can be negative, so velocity can be negative, but negative sign is only talking about the direction. Magnitude only you have to consider if they talk about which car is moving faster or at which point the car is moving fastest. If the velocity keeps changing, then at some point they may be interested to know whether velocity is fastest or not. So let me give you one graph and ask you at which point the velocity is maximum in magnitude. Again, try to remember, velocity is found from slope of xt graph, and slope means tan theta. Okay, students? So if theta is more, slope will be more. This way or that way, I don't care. If theta is more, slope will be more. If theta is less, slope will be less. If it is like this, what is the slope? 0. Already we have discussed. Okay. So again, one more question extra. xt I am giving. Okay, so for this kind of graph, this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, one specific student I will ask, okay? Not all the students. So let me see some names. Some students are going now when I'm asking question. Aditya, AAC, first PU. You try to answer. Aditya, okay? If you are able to type, you type. Otherwise, no problem. At which point the car is moving fastest? So at which point velocity is maximum in magnitude? In magnitude. Velocity is maximum in magnitude. Oh, super. Oh, no. Again, you have died. From here, if I see, no, it looks ulta, mirror image. See, A, why you thought AC is? Let us draw tangent. Let us draw tangent. See, I'm talking about magnitude. You have to be careful, students. I'm talking about at which point, same question can be asked, at which point the body is moving fastest. I don't care about it is negative or positive. I just want to know where the slope is maximum. Slope matlab, if it is like this, it is maximum. If it is like this, it is 0. If it is like this, it is infinity. So the more vertical your tangent will be, the more will be your slope in magnitude. Minus sign, plus sign, I don't care. Minus sign, plus sign is for direction. Already I have discussed with you. So let me draw tangent at these 3 points. Here the tangent will be somewhat like this. Here tangent will be somewhat like this. Here tangent will be somewhat like this. Now check the 3 tangent. Which tangent is more vertical? Let me make it more, let me make it more slightly like this. Yeah. So that it is very distinct. So I draw tangent here, it will look something like this. So which tangent is most vertical? C. So therefore at C, the speed matlab magnitude of velocity is maximum. Of course, here it is velocity is negative or positive here. Here velocity is negative or positive. Obtuse, remember. So if you draw, this is your theta, acute. Here your theta is obtuse. Here your theta is 0. Here theta is 0. This line, this tangent makes no angle with x-axis, right? So it is very clear that velocity at A is positive. Velocity at B is, what is the velocity here? Tan 0. Tan of theta is the slope. How many times I will tell you, students? Tan theta gives you the slope, and slope is velocity for xt graph. So velocity here is 0 and velocity here is negative. I know that velocity here is negative. I know that, and some of you may think negative is less than 0, but that is not true in magnitude. In magnitude, all are positive when you take modulus. Understood or not? So this will be the point where the tangent is more vertical. More vertical means your position is changing faster. Obviously, no. If one graph looks something like this, one graph looks something like this, it is very clear in this graph, the position is changing faster compared to this graph. Here, position is changing very slowly. If it was like this only, if it was like this, if the graph was like this, then can I say position is changing? Here is position changing. Here is position coordinate changing. No, matlab here the car is at rest. So for this graph, the car is at rest. So the more, if the tangent is more horizontal, if the tangent is more horizontal, it is moving slowly. If tangent is more vertical, it is moving faster. Why don't you make a note of that? If tangent is more horizontal, if tangent is more horizontal, it means car is moving slowly. If tangent is more horizontal, it means car is moving slowly. If tangent is more vertical, exactly vertical, so it is impossible. If tangent is more vertical, if tangent is more vertical, car is moving, tell me, faster or slowly? Slowly. Car is moving fast or slow? Faster. Okay. Okay, so enough of extra questions. Let us now do questions which are in the material. Aditya, I hope your doubt is clear. You may have thought negative is less, so it's okay. But remember, I wrote very clearly magnitude. Okay, so material. What is the next question? Next learning exercise we should do? Anyone remembers? Learning exercise 3.2 is over. 3.3 is over. 3.4 is over. 3.5 we have to do. No, 3.5 also we have to do. Oh no, that is also over. 3.6 we have to do. Okay, again, one more small thing before I start this. Write the topic, very important topic, especially for understanding many small things. Okay, look here. Relation between direction of velocity and acceleration for a body in a straight line. For a body moving in a straight line. Relation between direction of velocity and acceleration of a body moving in a straight line. Now, we have written one formula for average acceleration equals to delta V by delta T. Right? Everybody agrees. Let us take for simplicity right now, acceleration is constant. So if acceleration is constant, it doesn't matter whether you write average acceleration or instantaneous acceleration. Agree or not? If everybody got same marks, then average marks will be same as instantaneous marks. Instantaneous marks matlab marks of one individual person. So let us assume acceleration is constant. Then this delta V I can write change in velocity. You can write V2 minus V1, but usually in physics we write V minus U. U matlab initial velocity, V matlab final velocity. And let me write for time taken just T. When can I write time taken just T? If I start from time 0. If I start from time 0, then I can write T as time taken. Usually we write time taken T2 minus T1. Correct? No? So if you start your food at 10:30, and you stop your food at 11 o'clock, then how much time interval you ate your food? 30 minutes. If you started your food at 10:30 and you stopped at 11, then you know time taken to eat the food is 30 minutes. But I can also calculate 30 minutes by using something called stopwatch. Stopwatch. Matlab, when you started eating the food, I will start. So that time my clock will show how much when I start my stopwatch. When I start 0. So if this is 0, then this will be your T. And what should be T in this problem? In this problem, T will come 30 minutes. Everybody understood? So we can write T also for time taken, provided your starting time is 0. These are very small things, basic things, which students must know. Now, let me just rearrange this. Let me cross multiply and let me write like this. Okay. Now, tell me, look at, everybody understood this, no? I cross multiply, then I take minus u this side. Now, look at this equation. How many vectors are there? How many vectors are there? Vectors matlab quantities which have direction. Quantities which have direction also. How many vectors are there? 1, 2, 3, 0. There are 3 vectors. Vector, vector, vector. So there are 3 vectors, right? So velocity is vector, acceleration is vector. So these 3 are vectors. Time is scalar. Okay, remember that. So these 3 can have direction, and therefore, if you take this positive, this you must take negative, students, negative. Now see some. These 3 are vectors. Sumukha, velocity is vector, no displacement by time. We are not there in the kinematics class or what? Introduction class. Displacement is vector. Velocity is displacement by time taken. Oh, acha, you thought why I did not put bar? Huh? Maybe you thought why I did not put bar. See, in one dimension, I told you last time also, no need to use vectors because you can take this side positive, this side negative. So maybe since I did not put bar, maybe Sumukha thought that how come they are vectors. In one dimension, no need to put vector symbol. Already we have discussed that day that using for one dimension, there is no requirement of vectors. Now look here. Suppose my car is going with 10 meter per second. This side, I will take this side positive. Okay, and my acceleration is also this side. Since my acceleration is also this side, I should take it positive or negative? Positive. So let us say acceleration is +2. Now you tell me after 1 second, if time taken is 1 second, what will be the final velocity? Use this formula. After 1 second, this is example 1, okay? So this is your initial velocity at the start. Then after 1 second, I want to know final velocity. It will be, what is the formula? U plus at. Initial velocity is 10. Acceleration is 2. Time taken is 1. So 10 plus 2, 12 meter per second. That means in this example, oh, correct. Sorry. Unit mistake I have done. So in this example, I should say car is moving faster or slower? In this example, I should say car is moving faster or slower? Faster. So here, it is moving faster. Okay, car is moving faster. When I say faster, it means it is speeding up. Speeding up. Matlab, your final velocity is more in magnitude compared to initial velocity. So before you were running with 10 meter per second, now the car is running with 12 meter per second. Write this example. Example 2 we will do now. And please notice the direction of velocity and acceleration. Okay, notice the direction. They're very important. That's why I'm doing all this, to make you understand. Okay, now done. Writing part is done. Yeah. Now suppose I say acceleration is this side. Magnitude is 2 only. Magnitude is 2. Modulus is 2 only. But if I say this side, what I should write here? Minus. Now you tell me the final velocity. After 1 second, no problem. Now, initial velocity is 10. Acceleration is minus 2. Time taken is 1 second. So it will be 10 minus 2, 8. Correct? It is still moving. See, it came plus 8, remember. That means car is moving this side only. Very important. So just stop writing. Stop writing. Many students I have seen, they think if acceleration is this side, body is moving this side. No. It depends on where is velocity. Velocity tells you whether it is going this side or this side, not acceleration. Acceleration tells you about change in velocity. So after calculating the final velocity, it came positive or not? It came positive. Since velocity is positive, it means car is going this side only. It is going this side only, but it is going with 8 meters per second. Check the answer. So I should say it is moving slower or faster now. Now I should say car is moving slower. So what you have understood, if, listen carefully, if velocity, initial velocity and acceleration, if they are in same direction, the car will speed up, the car will move faster. But if velocity is this side and car is moving this, velocity is this side, but acceleration is this side, then the car is moving slower. Please remember that. See, this example has easily shown to you. And this kind of acceleration we call in physics, you know what? Retardation. What kind of acceleration is this? Retardation. So again, let me repeat, if velocity is this side, acceleration is this side, it is moving faster. Retardation spelling is retardation. Retardation means it is moving slower. That's it. It is moving, but it is moving slower. So if car is moving this way, matlab velocity is this side. So if car is moving this way, velocity is this side, acceleration is this side. Then it means the car will move slower. And if acceleration is in the same direction, of velocity, then it means car is moving faster. Now, some people are there, including some, I don't want to mention about that, but there are many people who think negative acceleration means always slowing down. Many people think negative acceleration means always retardation. Always they think. Let me show you one example now. First you write this. Done? So retardation means acceleration is opposite to velocity. That's it. Acceleration is opposite to velocity. So if velocity is positive, acceleration is negative, then it is retardation. It is moving slower. You can check, no, initial velocity was 10. Now it is 8. So it is obviously moving slower. Okay. Now see carefully. Imagine this is my positive direction, but I have a car which is moving this way. Then for velocity, I should write negative or positive. For velocity, I should write negative or positive. Negative. So let us say it is minus 10 meters per second. Again, I am saying the minus sign is only saying it is moving opposite to the positive direction. Magnitude is 10 meter per second only. Magnitude is 10 only. How it can move less than 0? Impossible. Now, suppose acceleration is this side. Then acceleration also should be negative or positive? Should be negative because it is opposite to your positive direction. So let's say minus 2 meter per second. My question is, after 1 second, tell me this is your initial velocity. Initial velocity. So you let me write. So after 1 second, tell me what is the final velocity? This is the formula. My u plus 80. So this minus 10 plus minus 2, 1 second. Minus 12. So minus 12 means it is moving faster or slower. Remember, minus is only for direction. Again, somebody is saying slower. How is 12 meter per second slower than 10 meter per second? If somebody is running 12 meter in 1 second, okay, no problem. By mistake, no problem. So please understand, the minus sign is only saying direction in matlab after some time the car will go this way only, but velocity will be 12. Magnitude will be 12. So even here, car is moving faster. Many people think negative acceleration means it is slowing down. What's slowing down? It is moving faster. It is moving faster. So it is not negative acceleration. Then acceleration will be 0, na? Then acceleration will be 0. Listen carefully now. If just because there is negative acceleration, I don't want my students to think it is retardation. I don't want my students to think it is slowing down. It depends on what? It depends on the relation between the direction of velocity and acceleration. Whether it will move faster or it will move slower. So here you check. Initial velocity and direct acceleration you check. Direction is same or different? Same or different direction? Velocity and acceleration, same. Previously also it was same. In the first case also it was same. Yes or no? First case also it was same. Yes or no? So matlab whenever velocity and acceleration are in same direction, it means car will move faster. Now somebody you can try, if acceleration was this side, then it will be plus. Plus, that you do yourself. Everything I should not do, no? If this was plus, you can do now only. If this was plus, it will come minus 8. Minus 8 matlab what? It is moving this side only, opposite to positive direction, but it is moving slower. Now suppose you forget this. Suppose you, sir, so many things you told, sir, how to remember. Only remember these 2 points. Summary. When velocity and acceleration are in same direction, the body will speed up. Speed up. Matlab move faster. Move faster. And first point, when velocity and acceleration are in opposite direction, the body slows down. Slows down. Matlab it will move slower. So these 2 things, will you be able to remember, students? Yes or no? One of you can say. Everybody need not say. Okay. Please write down. So let us now solve learning exercise 3.6. Now it will be easy to explain all this. Yeah, very good, Channa. Second case is retardation. So retardation doesn't mean acceleration is negative. Retardation means acceleration is opposite to velocity. Now, if you take velocity positive, then acceleration should be negative. But if velocity is negative, then acceleration should be positive if you want retardation. Very important, I'm saying most people do not give importance to this concept and later they struggle. Okay. Done? Writing part is done? Okay, let us see now learning exercise 3.6. Learning exercise 3.6, question number 1. If a body is speeding up in a straight line, what can you say about direction of velocity and acceleration? Aram se, tell me. Velocity and acceleration are in speeding up. Speeding up means are in same direction. Question number 2. If a body is slowing down in a straight line is missing, what can you say about direction of velocity and acceleration? Now velocity and acceleration are in opposite direction. Okay. Okay, from question number 3 up to question number 7, we have to draw graphs. And any one of these graph has always come in your board exam. One of the graph. Okay. Question number 3. Draw displacement time graph, xt graph. We have to draw xt graph and vt graph also for a particle at rest. So the situation is like this. Here is your x-axis. This is origin. Your body is at rest. Your body is at rest. So your x coordinate will be some number and that number will be constant. It will not change. So how will xt graph look? Since x does not change, since x is constant, it will look like this. Correct now? Time will change now. Obviously time will change, but x will not change. And don't think this path, this line is the path of the particle. Array, particle is at rest. This is not path. This is not path. Don't think it is path. Just because I draw a graph, it doesn't mean it shows the path of some moving object. Yes or no? India and Pakistan, when they will play, run rate graph will look like this. That doesn't mean Indian team was walking like that. No. This only tells you what it tells you. It tells you how position changes with time. So as time changes, position doesn't change. Okay, what is the slope of this graph? Fast. What is the slope of this graph? 0. And what is the name of the slope? Slope of xt graph. What is the name? Name. 0 is not name given to the slope of xt graph, velocity. So that means for this graph, for this situation, velocity is 0. So if I plot vt graph, I will not be able to plot. Why I will not be able to plot? Because it will be here only. So your velocity has to be 0. So you can't show any graph here because velocity is 0. And remember, velocity is slope of xt graph. So slope of this should be 0. Okay, so this is the first one. Let's do the third one or fourth one. I don't know why there are so many situations. There will be 3 situations. It is at rest, it is moving uniformly, or 4 situations. It will be at rest, it will move uniformly, it will move faster, it will move slower. So for this 4 situation, we have to draw. I don't know how so many questions are there. We will see. Maybe some of them are redundant. Redundant means some of them are repetitive. Done, the graph is done. Easy graph, my students. Too much revision I am doing. Okay. Let us see question number 5. Draw xt and vt graph. We have to draw both the graph for a particle moving in a straight line with uniform velocity in one dimension. So many extra things they have given, no need. See, the idea is this. Situation, let me write. Body is moving uniformly in a straight line. So this is the situation. Okay, body is moving uniformly. Uniformly means if I draw the path, it will look like this. It is here. After one negative uniform beta. Okay, first we will do this one. Just you have to change the direction. That's it. Now look here. If I try to show you the path, how it will look if it is uniform motion. After 1 second, if it is here, after next 1 second, it will be exactly here. Next 1 second, exactly here. Next 1 second, it will be here. Next 1 second, it will be here. So this is how the motion will look if it is uniformly moving. Matlab, your velocity should be what? In every equal interval of time, it covers equal displacement. So velocity will be constant. Yes or no, students? If I say velocity is 5 meters per second, constant, what does it mean? Every second it covers 5 meters. Every second it covers 5 meters if it is constant. So how will the graph look? Now be careful. Be careful. Here xt graph I will draw. Here vt graph we will draw. By the way, if velocity is constant, what is acceleration? V and u are same now. V and u are same. Initial velocity, final velocity same. So acceleration will be 0. Now come to this. Here velocity is constant. Now I'm trying to draw, listen carefully, stop writing. I'm trying to draw xt graph. So I should think in terms of slope. Slope of xt graph. What is slope of xt graph? Slope of xt graph is velocity. What they told is velocity constant. Constant. Let us take it positive right now. So if it is constant, if slope is constant, theta should be constant. Agree or not? What is slope? Tan theta or not? Hello? Slope is tan theta. So if tan theta is constant, theta should be constant. This theta should not change. Matlab, your graph should look something like this. Okay, it should be a straight line. You can pass it from origin, no problem, like this. But it doesn't have to start from origin only, no. It can start from anywhere you want. So this is the graph. Now, if they say negative, then what will you do? Like this, obtuse angle. This is acute angle, no, acute angle. So if they say negative constant, you have to draw this one. But that one they will not ask in exam. This one only they will ask. So forget about that one. So again, I'm saying, before drawing the graph, check whose graph you are drawing, xt graph or vt graph. If you are drawing xt graph, think about what is the slope of xt graph. Slope of xt graph is velocity. What is velocity in the question? Constant. Matlab slope should be constant. Slope should be constant means it has to be a straight line. The angle should not change. Whether at this point you draw tangent or you draw at this point tangent, this point tangent, this point tangent, and measure the angle, everywhere the angle will be same because it is a straight line. Now I am trying to draw VT graph. Okay, be careful students. Always think in terms of slope. What is slope of VT graph? Slope of VT graph in letter you write. In letter, slope of VT graph is acceleration, right? And what is acceleration here? 0. So your tan theta should be 0. Slope should be 0. Matlab tan theta should be 0. So theta should be 0. So like this. So velocity is constant. Velocity is not changing, but slope is 0. So this is the most common question which they ask in exam. Question number 6, no need to do. You try it, homework. Try it and take a picture and send to me. It is same only, but negative you have to do. Ulta you have to do. And this is the most common one asked in your board exams. Four I did know. This is 4 only. This is 4 only. Draw xt and vt graph for a particle moving in a straight line with positive uniform velocity. This is question number 4. Sorry. This is question number 4. 5 you try yourself. Negative uniform velocity. This is, I have taken velocity constant. Done. Writing part is done. This is question number 4 actually. Sorry students. Okay. Let us see question number 5. For 5 I gave you homework. 6 you say. Draw xt and vt graph for a particle moving in a straight line with positive uniform acceleration. Positive uniform acceleration. So look carefully now. All of you look carefully. Now the example is body moving with positive uniform acceleration. Uniform but acceleration. So this time there is acceleration, but it is constant, and I am assuming positive. So what I am trying to say, how the picture will look now. Let us see picture first. So let us say it starts from here, and then it starts moving this way. Initially, let us say it starts moving this way. So initially it will cover some distance, then it will cover more distance, then it will cover more distance, then it will cover more distance. Why it will cover more distance? Because your acceleration is in the direction of velocity. So I am assuming velocity is this side, acceleration is also this side. So what happens? Now the velocity will increase or decrease now. Velocity matlab the increase or decrease means it will speed up or slow down. It will speed up. So let us try to draw. Okay, look carefully. So again, I will try to talk first in terms of xt graph. Then we will draw vt graph. Okay. Let's draw. So look carefully, students. Now I am drawing xt graph. So I need to think in terms of slope. In terms of slope, I have to think. Slope of xt graph is velocity. Is velocity constant now or is it increasing? There is acceleration, remember. There is acceleration. So now velocity cannot be constant. If velocity was constant, acceleration will be 0. So now velocity will be increasing. So this I should have a clear picture in my head. Once they will say the situation, you have to think in terms of slope. So slope is velocity, velocity is increasing. So slope should increase. Slope should increase means how you should draw. You cannot draw straight line now. So it should start from horizontal and it should become vertical. So the graph should look something like this. It cannot be straight line. It has to be like this. So here the slope is less. Here the slope is more. Everybody understood? You cannot draw straight line now. Now you cannot draw straight line. If you draw straight line, 0 you will get. You can draw actually, but you will get 0. Slope should increase. Okay, let us see here. VT graph I want. So slope. What is slope of VT graph? Acceleration. What they told acceleration is positive constant. So since it is constant, since acceleration is constant, slope of this graph should be constant. Matlab slope constant matlab straight line. Acute angle because they have taken positive acceleration. So this is for uniform acceleration. Okay, write down. In question number 7, there is a mistake, students. Change the question, not entire question, some few things. First, everybody understood? No, please remember, it will be concave upwards. Concave upwards. Concave upwards. You know concave, convex? This is called concave or convex. This side is called concave or convex. This is concave. This is convex. So whenever your positive acceleration is mentioned, it will be concave upwards. Concave will be upwards. Okay, something like this. And it cannot be straight. Why it cannot be straight, sir? Because slope is increasing. Slope is increasing. So the rate is increasing. Here the slope is constant. 7th question, little bit change you do. Draw xt and vt graph for a particle moving in a straight line with negative acceleration, uniform. In bracket, you should write take velocity to be positive. Because if both are negative, then it will be again, it will move faster only. Faster we have done. Now we want to do slower. So in bracket, write take velocity positive. So now the situation is like this. Body is moving with negative uniform acceleration. How will the situation look? Path. Path, how it will look. First, it was moving faster. This way. But acceleration is this side. So it will slow down. Slow down means in first 1 second, if it covers this much distance, next time this much, next time this much, next time this much, then next time this much, like this. So that is how the path will look now. So these are the 3 paths you have to concentrate. If you remember the first one, it was not moving only like this. Then second one, it was moving equal displacement in equal interval of time. That time velocity was constant, acceleration was 0. Then we did the next situation where velocity was increasing because acceleration was in the same direction as velocity. Right? Then we are doing ulta now. Acceleration is this side when velocity is this side. Can you give me an example of that? Stop this. Can you give me an example of when velocity is this in one direction, acceleration is opposite? Can you give me one example of real life where velocity is in one direction, acceleration is opposite? Not freely falling body. A ball thrown upwards. So when you throw a ball upward, when it is going up, remember, not when it is coming down. Hello, not when it is coming down, when it is going up. That time, for some interval, velocity is up, but acceleration due to gravity is always down. So what happens? It moves slower. That's why it stops and then comes back. While coming back, what happens? It moves faster or slower while coming back? While coming back, it moves faster because velocity is wherever it is moving down. So velocity is down, acceleration due to gravity is also down. So if both vectors are down, it will move faster. So its speed will keep increasing in magnitude. So if there is no ground, it will keep on going. But remember, once it crosses the center of the earth, if there is a hole through the earth, then it will again come back. But that we'll study in gravitation chapter. Okay, so let us draw the graph. So now your acceleration is negative constant and velocity was positive. Acceleration is negative, so it will move slower. So xt graph. Okay, so now look here. Again, I want to draw xt graph. So think in terms of slope of xt graph. What is slope of xt graph? Velocity. What is happening to velocity? Decreasing. So decreasing means you have to start from vertical and you have to come horizontal. And since velocity has been told to be positive, it has to be acute. So how to draw? First vertical, then horizontal. So you can't draw like this. If you draw like this, angle will be obtuse. So you have to draw like this. Correct that? Correct or not correct? Check once. From more vertical, it has become more horizontal. And if you draw tangent anywhere, it is acute angle. Because for some part, velocity is positive. See, after some time, it will stop. Then what will happen? After some time, it will stop. Then what will happen? That moment, it is zero. Speed is zero. But after that, what will happen? Because of that acceleration, it will now travel in opposite direction and it will start moving faster and faster. So if you continue the graph, it will look like this. Okay, and this part is saying from horizontal, it is becoming vertical. Horizontal to vertical means slope is increasing in magnitude, but obtuse angle, so negative. So nice, no? But here what graph you should draw? This part is enough. If you draw this much, it is enough. Okay. So here slope is decreasing. Okay, from vertical to horizontal. And here how will you draw? Here how will you draw? What is the slope of VT graph? Acceleration. What kind of acceleration it is? Uniform, positive or negative? Negative constant. So your slope should be constant but negative. Constant slope means straight line. Negative means obtuse, like this. So this is xt graph, this is vt graph. So this time you can see what is upwards. Convex is upwards or concave is upwards? Convex upwards. All these things I will ask tomorrow's class. All these small things. So better you revise. Eighth question you see. So everybody understood these graphs and all. Once you let me know, so that I will start with the next question. because the graphs are done. So these are the 4 graphs. How many graphs we made total? 4 graphs, no? XT, 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 4 situation. So 4 situation graph we made. Any one can come in exam. Second one is very common, but they may ask third and fourth also. First one they never ask. First one is too easy. Okay, now let us see question number 7. No, 8. So what they are saying, the average velocity of a particle is 0 in a time interval. So in some interval, delta t, let us say, they are saying average velocity is 0. Is it possible that instantaneous velocity is never 0 in this interval? Is it possible that instantaneous velocity is never 0 in this interval? Okay, so is it possible, they are saying. Now they did not say whether it is moving in a straight line or not. So if they don't say, then you have to include straight line motion also, this kind of motion also, this kind of motion also, any kind of motion you can include. Now, is it possible for average velocity to be 0, but instantaneous velocity is never 0? Is it possible, they are asking. Now listen carefully. Let me answer, Gagan, let me answer. The answer is, first of all, yes, it is possible. First of all, yes, it is possible. Now, yes, you're right. But how? Why? Give example. All these questions are coming to your mind. So look here. When I say average velocity is 0, what is the definition of average velocity? Displacement by time. So delta x. Delta x, sometimes I will write, sometimes I will write only capital S. So displacement by time. So if this is 0, it means displacement should be 0. So my question is it possible for the body never to stop moving? Never to stop moving. Matlab, never to stop moving means instantaneous velocity should be never 0. Velocity at every point should never be 0. Matlab, it should not stop moving. It should continuously move. But I want displacement to be 0. Yes, in circular motion. In circular motion it is possible. So yes, in circular motion. Okay. Full stop, we can write circular motion. For example, look here. When Earth is going around the sun, let me take Channa's example. When Earth is going around the sun, every time it is moving or not? When it is here, it is moving this side. Hello, I told all of you how to draw direction of instantaneous velocity. How to draw? How to draw direction of instantaneous velocity? Draw tangent to the path. But you have to mention a tangent to the path. So if this is the circular path, this is the direction of instantaneous velocity. See, never it will be 0. Never. Velocity is never 0. Take for example, I whirl a stone like this. Like this. At every point it is moving. Just leave your hand. You will come to know it will go straight like that. Tangentially it will go until gravity will make it fall down. I know, but when it starts, it will start moving. So please remember, in circular motion, at every point, velocity is not 0. Velocity is not 0. Velocity is not 0. But if I take this interval from here back to here, from here back to here, what will be displacement? From here back to here. And if displacement is 0, what will be average velocity? If displacement is 0, what will be average velocity? 0. But for one revolution, average velocity will be 0. So it is possible in circular motion, it is very much possible. So at no point its instantaneous velocity is 0. Now let us try to think of this. I'm getting excited actually. So look here. See here. Suppose this is your circular path. Okay. When it is here, velocity is this side. 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 Now try to listen carefully. If this velocity is positive, I can take this one. If I take this velocity positive, I can take this one negative. Similarly, if I take this positive, this I can take negative. If I take this positive, this I can take negative. If I take this positive, I can take this negative. Understood or not? So the reason why average velocity is becoming 0 is because for every positive velocity, there is a negative velocity also. So when you take the average matlab you have to add all the velocities and divide by the number of instants. So if you do that, you will get 0. Easy way to understand. Of course, this is more easy to understand. Yes or no? This is more easy to understand. In one revolution, displacement is 0, students. If displacement is 0, average velocity has to be 0, no doubt. But another way of understanding is this. Okay, we will stop the class, but wait, don't say thank you now. One last question is there, which is based on this only. Question number 9. The average velocity of a particle on a straight line is 0 in a time interval. Again, they told average velocity is 0 in some time interval. Is it possible that instantaneous velocity is never 0? Is it possible? Instantaneous velocity, let me write like this because it is boring to write full spelling, is never 0 in this interval. And they have mentioned one small thing. On a straight line. This time it is on a straight line. In a straight line. Now, if it is straight line, it is not possible. If it is straight line, it is not possible. Look here. Now the answer is no. It is not possible now for average velocity to be 0 without instantaneous velocity becoming 0 at some instant. Why, sir? See, they want average velocity to be 0. That means displacement by time should be 0. So what should be, if this is 0, what should be displacement? If average velocity is 0, what should be displacement? 0. Now in circular motion, it was possible to come back without stopping. But now in straight line, so if the person starts like this, then in order to come back, if you started from here, remember for average velocity to be 0, displacement should be 0. So you have to come back here. But in order to come back, you have to turn. Yes or no? You have to turn. You have to turn like this. Here. See here, see. Yes or no? You have to turn or not? So you have to turn somewhere. If you are turning, then at that point, your instantaneous velocity must be 0. Why it must be 0? Because this side velocity is positive, this side it is negative. So in the middle, it must be 0. This side it is positive, this side is negative. In the middle, it must be 0, right? When I throw a ball like this, at the highest point, velocity is 0, right? So please remember, if average velocity is 0 in a time interval, is it possible for instantaneous velocity not to be 0? Not possible. Instantaneous velocity has to be 0 wherever is the turning point. In circular motion, there was no turning point. I mean, turning point matlab, it goes like this, and then in the same line, it comes like this. but that is required here. Okay, chalo, we'll stop. Thank you. What time the class started? 2. So thank you, students. Bye. Please attend the class regularly. Don't miss and don't leave in the middle.